Hello, everyone. I am going to present a bit of information today that we learned in Chapter 2. It was very interesting to learn more about self and perception. Our sense of self is compiled of not just one thing, not just a memory, not just an experience, but many different things all at once. Our book states that values, attitudes, beliefs, and how we feel about our self worth compiles our self conception. I completely agree with our book on this one, knowing that you are always learning and always growing, that a person should always try to understand themselves better, their environment better, their team better, and that I am a firm believer in self reflection and review as well, setting goals and weekly reviews, and that we have to be able to evaluate and make changes when necessary. A couple of my favorite points for chapter 2 were going to be self being your views, values, and beliefs, also kind of how we see ourselves. Also, self awareness being the ability to view ourselves as unique people, as individuals, and as community. Inward analysis, but that's not the only thing. That social comparison is really important for it's really important for evaluation, and that you will usually assign meaning to others' behavior and then compare that behavior to your own. Critical self reflection is always a special kind of an important part of self concept and self awareness that focuses on evaluating and improving our communication. And another point that I really enjoyed learning about was self concept, asking the question, like, really, who am I? And your overall assessment of yourself. And our lecture really touched on a couple of good points for this components of self concept being self esteem, body image, role performance, and personal identity. Let's see, we also talked about in chapter 2 the self verification theory. This was a very interesting one, that we often choose our relational partners based on how well they support our self concepts. This makes a lot of sense in my mind when it comes to people and human beings who, usually will be friends with people who have the same views as you. You'll likely fall in relationships with people that you have things in common with. The way that so then we moved into kind of the questioning, like with my friend. Honestly, it was kind of hard to pull some of this out of her, but the way that I see myself, a hardworking person, curious, a team player, a helpful person. And then how my friend sees me was that they said that I was always willing to help and that I was always a smiling face. Let's see, and that a person who handles difficult situations very well. Now, the next question being what I like about myself is that I do like that I am kind of environmental, that I care about the outdoors. I like that I'm athletic, and that working out is a really fun hobby for me, and that I like that I'm kind to myself and kind to others. Let's see, and my friend said that I'm really easy to get along with. Let's see, what would I change about myself? I would change that I'm an overthinker. I tend to overthink about a lot of different things that kind of slows me down sometimes. That I would also change the fact that I'm not really a morning person. I can tend to be a little grumpy in the morning. Let's see, and what would I change about, or my friend said that they would change about me was that sometimes I'm too nice and that I maybe don't stand up for myself all the time. In conclusion, that I found a lot of interesting takeaways from this chapter and our lecture, learning a lot more about how I view myself as well as how I view others, how others view me, is always it's always a big personal goal for me and a big point of personal growth. I wanted to kind of show off my Artist of Life goal setting book. This is something that I use. I wish I used it like every single week, but I am definitely trying to use it more and more. And this more recent week, I'm setting some goals, and then we get to do like a weekly reflection too. So reflect on those goals and just see what worked and what didn't. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening to my speech about Chapter 2 and self and perception. Thank you again, and I hope you all have a great rest of your night.